Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time.
Aloha, it's your boy Neglected Gundam here. Today we are in the art studio and we are looking at the Master Grade Blitz Gundam. I hope you weren't too lonely without me. Let's get started. Alright, hold everything guys, hold everything. And also I did want to remind you guys of the Gundam giveaway that I am doing on this channel. As you can see, I do like to make my projects and paint them. In this case, I'm going to be making the Goof Custom and I'm going to be giving this mobile suit away. And how you win it is once I hit 100 subscribers, you just keep commenting on my videos, and in real time, when I'm at home, I'm going to look on my phone when I see that I've hit 100 subscribers. I'm going to go ahead and get my camera out, I'm going to go to my channel, and I'm going to look at the last video that I made, and whoever is in the top comment spot, I'm going to go ahead and give this mobile suit to them. So you guys are all in the running, you don't even have to be subscribed. However, I will only give it away once I get to 100 subscribers. So go ahead, comment on those videos, guys. You never know when I'm going to hit 100 subscribers, and I would like to paint this guy up and give it away. So shoots, without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the footage of the Blitz Gundam, and we'll get into it. So right now I have everything panel lined and decaled, and I just went ahead and put it together and did that. It made it very easy, and it made it very quick. So I was pretty happy with the way that it turned out, and if there was anything that I needed to correct, I went ahead and did that. For example, on this part here, you can't even really tell, but in the white for the decal, on this last strip right there, it's a little bit wider, and you can see that there was a crack inside the decal itself, so I had to go in with white paint, but I went ahead and did any detail work like that. And I can't wait to actually snap this guy up and put him together. But until that time, you will actually see me take it off the sticks, put it together, and then I do a little bit of panel lining and I do a little bit of decal work. So that's what this work in progress is going to be about. So without further ado, let's look at that footage, and I hope you have a good day. First things first is I like to have a separate container. I do all the poly caps in a separate container because I don't paint those. Paint doesn't really stick very well to these anyways, and that gray is fine with me. I have decals by Model Decal here. This is for the Blitz Gundam. There are a couple different decal sets online. You can get them all in a monotone color. However, I opted to go with the one with colors. I'll open this and you'll see it in a minute. Last but not least, I'll go ahead and use this here just to see how to snap them up again, and we'll put as much of them together as we can. So let's get started. Now I think it's time to mix up some panel line wash. We are going to be using testers. It's enamel. We have testers enamel thinner, black, gray, a little palette for mixing, of course our mixer, and then I have one shorter brush so I don't pick up too much paint on that. So let's go ahead and mix this up and we'll get this on the Blitz. So it is good to put on that clear coat to protect your paint. That's going to be an acrylic clear coat, and then you can put on the enamel wash. And when you wipe away the excess wash for the panel lines, you're not actually wiping away the top coat. We are at the stage to where we can decal now. It comes with the regular decals here, and then also the dry transfer decals as well. However, I opted to buy a third-party Model Decal. This is not from Bandai. This is just from Model Decal, and you can get them from eBay or other stores like that. The back kind of looks like this here. And in the front, you'll see that I've actually put a lot of decals on already. So this is the shield here, and these decals, they work great. And then I have the shoulder pauldron as well. And if you look closely, you can see this part here, this decal is white. On this decal sheet, this is where that part would have been. And you'll notice that there's actually black decals as well. So I had my choice of putting on white or black. And that's one thing I did like about this sheet here. I went with a white for most of the decals because the suit is mostly black and I wanted it to stand out. So one thing I noticed about this decal sheet here is that this decal is supposed to be the shoulder part, this decal here. It kind of looks like it conforms to that exact compression here and this shoulder piece. However, it is smaller. So what I opted to do, and I don't normally like doing this, is using the decals that come with the suit. so I went ahead and put those on the shoulders. And I don't like to do that. Those decals, they have raised edges and they stick out a little bit worse than these decals here. Water slide decals are the best in my opinion. However, I was very careful when I put this on, and I think it turned out pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that on. And then there was some decals that this sheet didn't even have. And so there is this decal here on the backpack, and it just says, GAT X207. It's the Blitz's call sign. However, it was not included inside this model decal sheet. They did leave off some decals, and some were just the wrong size. So I don't know. But for all intents and purposes, I like this. It gave you the option to put on a white decal or a black decal, and I really like that. I've got a lot of white decals on this kit, so if I have the opportunity, I'm going to put a red one on there. So this is what I'm talking about. It's not exactly the same. There's Ne. That's Ne right there. Okay, so where do I find Ne on this sheet? I feel like this is like a Blue's Clue episode. Do you see Ne? Let me know when you see Ne. Bruh, I don't see Ne nowhere. Where you see that? Nope. Nu and Ne are together on this one. So like I said, this one's different. So I can either put this one on there or I can make it up. But I kind of want to see. See, this one's Ha. Ha looks like that's right here. Or it's even this one because it's pretty big. So, I don't know which one I want to use. Probably just cut that off of there, the X207 off, and use this. I think that's what I'll do. See, this model decal, like I said, it's different, so you just have to make stuff up. Okay. I just carefully cut off, you can't really see it because the lighting is pretty bad in here, but the X207 is still up here, and then I just cut off what is down below. So I just kind of had to make that up. I don't know why. This one is like, it's good, but it's not like completely accurate. So, I mean, what are you going to get from a third party, right? I wish Bandai would make water slide decals for all their kits, but they don't. Oh well. be straight and get it as close to perfect as I can. I mean, it doesn't always have to be perfect. It's fine if it's not. However, it is nice if it's close. This one needs a little doctoring. This is the first time this has happened. Alright, let me put it back on some blue sheet here. This one actually needs to be cut a little more. Okay, just get that excess off of there. I'll explain why I did that in a second. Okay, good. You see there's this little recessed area here in the model, and the decal is going right over that. So I don't want to do that. So I just took this piece off and cut the decal. So now the recessed area, you can see it. So, and like I said, this decal is not the right one for this area on the suit because the model decal sheet, it didn't include this decal, so I had to make it. The model decal third-party set is a little inconsistent, but you know, what are you gonna do? Cry about it? Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Now if I look here, you can kind of get a system of and a feel for how I do things. So in the past, I have removed decals from Gundams before, and in the past I have X'd out and kind of just like X'd out every single one that I've done before. But the problem with Xing it out is that you don't get to see in the future what decal it actually was from the set, because there was a Perfect Grade Zaku 2 Shars custom that I took all the decals off that I originally put on, and I repainted that suit. And so when I put the new decals on, I was kind of at a loss for what went where. So I just kind of had to make it up. But with this, what I do now is I circle the piece. So once I get done with the decal, I circle it. And then once I'm done with the whole section, I'll look, okay, this line goes in and points there. So this line, I kind of trace with my eye around the model. Oh, there's a line there. Oh, circled. I put it on already. I go up and I do the exact same process for all of them, and I go all the way around with my eye to make sure that everything has been put on. And once it has, I go ahead and circle the entire section to let me know that I am done with this section. You'll see here that this is not done, and these are the decals that we're putting on now. So when I'm done and I set everything, then I'll go ahead and circle them, then I put them on. This one is actually going to come from the set itself, because like I said on the other decal sheet, they aren't the same, and I kind of like this blue color, so I am going to go against the grain and I'm going to put on these stickers here that come with the suit. And I don't normally do that, however for the Blitz I think I'm going to. Well, I might as well show this since it's a work in progress video. Since I'm waiting for that part to soften up, I'm waiting on that decal to soften up, I'm just looking at basically the paint job that I did, and the red, the black, the gunmetal, it looks really good, I think. And so I know this is a black kit, and a lot of people like to make the inner frame darker as well, but I went with a lighter inner frame because I thought that the black was a little too overpowering for how friendly the pilot is, if that makes any sense. So on the inside there, I gave it like a nice, the framework on the inside is like this really nice flat aluminum gunmetal mix, and then I went ahead and hand brushed a lot of the stuff inside there. So I just wanted to go ahead and take time and show you my work on the inside and kind of my thoughts and reasoning of why the inner frame is a little brighter on this kit than most painted Blitzes that you would see. I think it's going to turn out really good. I think the really bright inner frame silver color that I went with is really going to accent the black. And then also with all these white decals that I put on instead of the black decals, I think it really is going to make this suit pop. So I'm excited to see when it's actually all put together. And that's the thing, like sometimes your projects, you just kind of have to see it all the way through until completion. You might not like the colors that you pick, and I mean, you might like the colors that you pick, but then once you're building it, you'll see the colors come together and come to life, and it won't be 100% done. Your vision isn't done yet. So continue with the model and keep going, because I've had that happen before, to where you're like, you pick colors and you're like, oh man, those colors clash so bad. But then it might be a kit that you weather, and the way that you weather it, the way that you decal it and things like that, it just adds to the kit, and it really makes the vision that you had to begin with really pop. So don't ever give up. Don't ever get a little bit like, don't ever get a certain percentage done with your kit and then be like, oh man, it's not turning out the way I want it to. No, finish it, because it'll probably come out the way you wanted it. But when you're building it, sometimes kits have a tendency to not look as cool as what you envisioned, but you just have to keep going. Alright, with these decals, you only have one shot. It's a little frustrating. It's a little nerve-wracking. Okay. My tweezers aren't the best. I don't even like to hold it down. Alright. Get one shot, really. Okay. Try and work your way from the middle to the outside, that way you don't get any air bubbles inside. Okay. Alright, the decals on the back here are done. I'm going to go ahead and continue on to the leg, and then those are the last two parts that I need to do before I'm all done with the decals on this suit. What I'm going to do, one last thing, is just put this micro sole on there, and that will help set these decals. One thing with this model decal, third-party decal set, is it's actually pretty nice, because when you put on the micro sole, I don't really have to worry too much about it moving the decals. Some other third-party water slide decals, they do move the decals when you put this on, so you have to be extremely careful with how much liquid you're putting on. Of course, I'm not putting an obscene amount of liquid on. I'm just doing enough to cover the decal itself, and try and get it on all the corners and everything, so that way it flattens down. But sometimes other water slide decal companies, once you put just even a little bit of the micro sole on, it it takes it off of the piece and it moves it around. So I'm really actually pretty impressed that it doesn't do that. All right, now I'm done with the skirts. All of our decals on the skirts. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy up and let him dry.
Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life.